Royal Decree, where are we now?
Number 51.
Number 51. The Kingdom of Canada's, so Royal Decree number 51, the Kingdom of Canada's immediate withdrawal from the Trans-Pacific Partnership, also known as TPP agreement. Many of you may recall that Barack Suharto Obama was the architect of this agreement, whereby for example, this is the assembly line where, for example, if you were manufacturing shoes, the sole of your shoe is done in India. The part of your shoe is stitched in Indonesia, and on and on and on. So if one country was having a hard time, this was really the agreement which discouraged countries to be self-sufficient and self-reliant. So anyone would like to speak to that, now that the Queen had sort of given all the Her Excellency, deep coming soul?
So thank you. Yes, you've done all our work now. So the thing with that is, when we understand, if by sourcing it out and dispersing it like that, it also gives a control on their part, because if they like, I know, like, even like with Her Majesty used the example of shoes, but if we look for cars, so if you have like this piece from in this country and then you need to get this other piece here, well, they just have to impede being able to get this piece. And then their people are waiting to get their car fixed. So it makes that they can better manipulate. But if a country is creating all the parts, then they have control of that. They're not waiting for it to come from China or Thailand or wherever. So it's really a manipulation to be able to impede, and it affects economy, it affects prosperity, because now you're in a state of dependency. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Anyone else? Her Excellency.
I think His Excellency Michael Hawkins.
Okay. Who's at the very top right? My top right.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Am I coming in loud and clear? I might have been breaking up last time. But yes, the TPP was signed into effect on February 4, 2016, but never entered into force due to the United States withdrawal, and also this royal decree, of course. It was not beneficial for all member nations, which are named in the royal decree, so I encourage everybody to read the member nations. And for some instances, labor and other advocates opposed the agreement due to its provisions for investor-state dispute settlement, ISDS, which allowed corporations to sue governments for treaty violations. As Her Royal Majesty explained, something's made here and something's made there, and if it doesn't all come together, we can sue you. That doesn't work. That does not work for we the people. So thank you, Your Majesty, for that.
You're welcome. So this treaty was really designed not only to keep control and sabotage continuously the economy of the member countries, but really to remind we the people that, hey, you're not capable of making decisions for yourselves. And so we're going to make it for you. That's what they did. And as I said, at the end of the day, it had to do with economic sabotage, economic control, because at any time, as Her Excellency Deep Coming Soul mentioned, that they could impede the flow of that supply, whether it's the supply parts of the vehicle or part of your shoe or part of your clothing or whatever else that was needed. They did that. So that was when I was reading this agreement, I said, wow, I will borrow someone's wording. Who was the stupid individual that signed that agreement? So anyhow,
I have Her Excellency Cecilia.
Her Excellency Cecilia is up next.
Thank you. The other speakers have kind of reiterated what I was going to say. It's just, I think it was said to reduce their dependence on Chinese trade and bring the signatories closer to the U.S. And the U.S. had dropped out of it altogether. So, yeah, I thank you, Your Majesty, for explaining how it works, because I had never heard of it before and I wasn't familiar with it. So I was just reading up on it. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. Anyone else? Her Excellency Sally Wong, yes.
And then Herbert.
And then His Excellency Herbert. Okay.
Well, the globalist narrative is always for the good of the people, but if it's coming from the administration of his name, Barack Obama, whatever his name is.
Orto.
Yeah. Well, if it's coming from him, then it's only going to favor foreign interests and the corporations. And that, in fact, is what it did. It was only, and thank God it only lasted maybe 2 years. It didn't really take off. It only really benefited, I guess, the companies who had the money to sue. Those are the people who made money. Anyway, again, this is another one of the 10 harmful transnational organizations harmful to human existence that were listed by QRTR, the World News. It was number 10, World Trade Organizations. And in this case, it was called Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement by Obama.
Correct. Okay. And His Excellency Herbert. Go ahead, Your Excellency.
Myself, I have unmuted myself. Thank you for on this portfolio. This is a great awakening, Her Royal Majesty and HEs, in the sense of to know that you can have money, other person doesn't have wealth, no money, but we've been robbed, both of us. In that instance, manufacturing can manufacture a product with 70 cents a dollar, but you pay $700. Now, in that instance, the one cannot afford and the one used to afford, they are on the same standard of robbery, economic mind manipulation, because the other one saw himself or herself better than the one cannot afford. Now, this real decree have opened the eyes of the sovereign people so that they can start creating, manufacturing their own product so that it can be reasonable for their country sovereign on the sovereignty country. In that instance, don't rely on one source of manufacturing, because the globalists are playing a role, manipulating inflation. That's why now the currencies we are using, no value. Then who is taking the value of that money doesn't have value is the middleman. Now, all these middlemen have to be eradicated so that we go straight to the source of the manufacturing. We have a deal, bring businesses to our own sovereign countries so that we can able to control our own prices, people to afford. Does it mean when money is coming from trust funds, money coming in many sources flowing to our trust funds, and then we have to use money as we used to don't have? But we must spare and treasure the value of that money because it's in gold and silver through our Her Royal Majesty Queen Romana Didulo the First, so that we can have value in our money. That means we have to treasure the money more than being spenders, but we can invest our money
Thank you.
on the global economy. I thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Okay, anyone else, Her Excellency Gina Lee?
Thank you, Your Royal Majesty. I wanted to say that the Trans-Pacific Partnership was intended to implement kakistocracy to achieve globalist control and undermine sovereignty and self-reliance. And I know that that was explained so eloquently among the team members, but just wanted to summarize that there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Anyone else? Or we're